Serenity? What are they looking for here? What do we think the options are? Not too much time on the clock.
10 seconds remaining.
I think they were trying to pick Syncu's here, but like looking at it, don't you need a new mid hero that can do really well against the Optimist?
And you want to put Syncu on the Storm?
Remaining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then have the Lich PL in the offlane sort of a deal?
Yeah, that's what I think. And then, well, Storm can go to jungle after level 4 or whatever, and then Tiny can have a better start.
Well, then something like a Bloodseeker.
Yeah, that's a lot of Chinese team favor here.
Yeah, Bloodseeker versus Alchemist. Good matchup.
Only 10 seconds left. Serenity really thinking through.
Yeah.
And there you go. It's going to be the classic.
The new Aura Cloud, boys.
That was like the first panel pop-off I've ever seen right there from KP. Okay, got it in there.
There we go. Well, there we have it. All 10 heroes are set. And now to find out perhaps a different angle on this draft, BSJ, what are your thoughts here?
I feel like there's going to be a lot of lane swaps this game, potentially. For the Ursa to chase after this Bloodseeker, I feel like there's a lot of good matchups for certain heroes and bad matchups for others, where it's very much going to affect how the laning stage goes, who's in whose lane. So we may see that at the start, but if we don't, OpTic wants the Ursa against the Bloodseeker, and the Bloodseeker is going to try to avoid the Ursa either way. But we look at this 4-position Tiny, and I think that was the key factor for Serenity in their best-of-1 victory in the loser bracket. And I think that his main bolster that game was the courier snipe. So if he can manage to kill that courier once or twice on the Tiny, not only will it win the mid lane, but it also gives a lot of experience when you kill the flying courier. And that made him able to snowball and turn into a core in his game, and I think that'll be a crucial factor going into this one.
So perhaps quite a bit of cat and mouse here between all the different heroes as they match up.
Absolutely, but I feel like they're going to have a tough time dealing with Alchemist as the game goes on. They're going to have damage issues. They can't kill the egg very well, and they have these two beefy frontliners, and I'm going to have to go with OpTic again on this one.
All right, OpTic perhaps being favored as we go in. Well, we'll find out as we go into game number 2 in this best of 3 with Odie and Fogged.
Thank you very much, Choba. Yes, game 2 now coming up. Serenity versus OpTic Gaming. We've just had the 2 drafts in. Bit of a change around. We're seeing Serenity get their hands on that Storm pick pretty early on at the 3rd pick. What sticks out to you, Fog, this time around? Do you feel like, are we going to have a closer game? Is there better potential for Serenity here in this game too?
I think the fact that they went with absolute comfort when I look at this draft. They love the Lich. They're one of the few teams that actually picked in the group stages. They're one of... There's been a couple support Tinies, but we'll say that they love to play that support Tiny. And then they pick XIQ on one of his signature Storm Spirit, even GGG, even after going 0-7 on the PL in that last game. They're still going to pick it. They went for all their comfort because this could potentially be their last game.
Absolutely, yeah. But as you said, GGG may have had a bad game last game, but some of the other games that he has had here in the group stage particularly, he has had a very good time on. But we'll see how this one goes down. Of course, one game away from elimination, Serenity. They have to step it up. As OpTic Gaming, one game away from moving forward in this lower bracket at TIA.
Wonder how we're going to get those lane setups, like BSJ was saying. They want to get certain matchups, but at the moment it does look like OpTic is going to they're just going to put the lane with what he's itemized. But they could still vary and change it up instead of having that Ursa versus Bloodseeker, which is of course quite a favorable matchup for the Ursa. And this... So can they invade? I guess they can start to invade if the Tiny has a good game, but I think a lot of this is going to be up to PYW to be able to invade and gank this up. So triple stun by Zai.
Could have started to get a bit hairy from there as you blood rage by ZYT before they started to put the pressure on it. But be careful now, the wraparound comes in from Pycat and PPD straight away on top of XCJ. And that will be a first, but they want to give it to Quinn on CC's Alchemist and they'll get it. CCNC grabs the first blood.
Some bonus gold right off the bat too. Already having that critical screed. Very nice 5-man move there coming up from OpTic, just catching them totally off guard.
See if that shakes anything up, as you say, in terms of the laning decisions from the sides. OpTic will secure themselves the bottom 2 runes. Top 2 runes will be taken by Serenity.
So they still are shifting the lanes a little bit, it looks like, on the side of OpTic. They're having the Venge and the Phoenix, what it looks like start top. I think that they've got a good lane read versus what Serenity's trying to do. As, you know, they saw XIQ playing it. He has played in the safe lane too as the Storm Spirit, but he's taking it to the off lane with that Tiny support.
Do love this side lane Storm. It's had sort of mixed results.
I think these two are so important for Serenity. That Storm and that Tiny, this top lane is probably what I'm going to be looking at.
We'll see how this mid matchup goes between the two of them. Of course, CCNC already with the Wraith band out on top of the Quelling Blade. He's going to have his chance to have a pretty good shot at being able to CS against the Bloodseeker, regardless of the fact that ZYD is going to have that bit of an edge with the Rage.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Bottom, I think they realize they're going to have to kind of tank this. The PL is going to get farmed, but we're going to see the manipulation of the wave come out from Zai right away so that Pyket doesn't get just over-harassed from the PL charge, as well as just some nukes that will come out from the Lich inevitably. And they also want to counteract the denies that are going to come out from the Lich. So if you can pull this wave, like Zai's doing right now, catch it between that second wave, then you can start to deny a lot of the creeps and fix that lane equilibrium.
Sometimes we do see one of the supports normally chase that pull around, but it's not going to be the case. XCJ just standing close to GGG. He's already been beaten down pretty low.
The Lich just wants to make sure that he can get the sacrifice on it. I like that move a lot by Zai. Fix the positioning of the lane for themselves, because they have not blocked the pull, but they are just scouting the pull. Zai will interrupt this.
Make sure that Serenity cannot get that control back of the momentum in this bottom lane, and GGG being chased down will pop the doppelganger to jump himself away from Pycat.
Yeah, playing melee heroes versus Ursa is always quite painful. Those Fury Swipes stay on you for so long. 20 seconds can be pretty frustrating in the lane phase. Top, we saw Serenity. They did get a successful side pull. Got them a good chunk of experience, so...
See down bottom. Zai goes around with the wraparound stun. XCJ immediately TPs out. It's not to mess around. The little GGG still has the doppelganger, and will be enough to keep him safe. Does pop the south. We do see Zai constantly set up aggressive action on this bottom lane, enabling Pycat's Ursa.
And they can always know which one that real PL is after the doppel, of course, because those Fury Swipes and can't remove that. Just like a lot of those, lots of those passives is... TYD wanted to get aggressive on mid onto CNC, but that asked to break and not.
Gonna get the chance to do more so, as he is getting that sort of sizable XP advantage. You see 15 for 8 against the 9 for 2, keeping a very good hold of that mid lane in the 1v1 there, favoring the Bloodseeker, as sort of expected on the early levels.
Yeah, that armor, you just have such a high armor advantage, your sustain is always fine. You get free denies under that acid spray over and over again. Great pick. They're trying to throw as much harassment as well too on those side lanes to keep that thirst up, but it's for the most part just been ZYD having maybe like a few stat, maybe like a little bit of bonus damage from it, but it's enough for... As top PYW almost level 3. That's usually when we see those tinies really start to go for those aggressive plays forward and going for kills when you have 1 point in each of your skills.
So far, in the sort of first 3 minutes of play, it's still early days, but it's already looking better than the lanes did in game 1 for Serenity. They'll try for 33. With the toss back onto the Vengeful Spirit, looking towards PPD. Do they have the damage? You'll pop the Fairy Fire. They do have a tree throw as well. Not quite enough to bring PPD down, as he is able to heal back up.
That was that level 3 that we've seen so often now in these support, not so often, but from PYW mostly. As soon as he gets 3, wants to get aggressive. And you throw out a lot of pressure, you get those thirst stacks, you enable ZYD to shut down CCNC.
The sort of the XP difference I'm also looking at. He's halfway through level 4 CCNC, and yeah, on ZYD about halfway through level 5, so pretty much a full level advantage coming up soon.
Yep, just high base damage and free denies under S. Right.
See up top, Xingqiu trying to procs here onto 33 with the right clicks. PYW actually finding PPD very low. He's got the toss and the right clicks will get the kill. PYW finds PPD. Xingqiu not quite able to get 33 as 33 will dive away. Does have to TP back to base though, so this side lane storm on the aggressive dual lane working out very well so far for Serenity.
Yeah, and look at the mid lane. CCNC actually just has to leave because of all that pressure that's coming out top from that tiny. It's just leaving everybody too low, and ZYD just has full thirst stacks. The bounties will come out as well as that shrine, so I'll be able to claim one of them, and well, 2 of them for his team. Give CCNC that nice chunk of gold.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Xingqiu here, of course, buys the ball, pops a couple of charges, and instantly able to fill it back up there with that bouncy rune. Able to return to the lane, fully ready to continue fighting. They do have to do something about this mid lane. As we say, ZYD just getting massively out of control. 21 denies at 5 minutes in. An absolute beast in this mid lane.
Full 2-level advantage.
CCNC needs to have side behind him, otherwise there is the risk of CYT just straight up finding kills with a Rupture. They have to dual end this Bloodseeker from now on. Unless they want to run the risk of CCNC going down.
Yeah, he's got a TP though. He can always beat it with base or shrine, depending on how many thirst stacks or any rotation comes out. But right now it does look quite Serenity favored. They're off lane Storm, Tiny, doing excellent. PL is getting a great amount of farm, and of course that Bloodseeker's doing great. So they're definitely feeling quite happy.
At the moment, sort of the best lane, as we can see, for OpTic being the bottom lane, Pycat. Finding the CS pretty much even with that. CCC's PL, top lane PYW, finding CCNC in the jungle.
Might be in trouble here.
Zai's there with the wraparound, finds the opening stun, PPD closing the gap as well with the magic missile, as the three of them will find him. CCNC able to get some more money into the bank.
Yeah, the fact that he's gotten those two kills, he might be 22 last hits behind the Bloodseeker, but he has the same net worth. Just Alchemist things.
Top lane Zai just dies on both PYW and Jinkyu. So not looking to make a play on his own, just trying to get the important information for the whereabouts at the TP location.
PYW also get a D word quick on that high ground. I think I've seen more bottle refilling at TI this year than ever. Because every time I see somebody die, they always are porting an info up. We saw it happen just there for XNQ. Pretty much any situation where they do die, they go fill a bottle in their league game.
Sort of despite the dual lane as well, he's going to make good timing on that. At level 6 the Storm, so won't have that safety. And CCNC is rather low. BYD not quite being able to keep vision, as CCNC isn't low enough to spot him out from a distance, so CCNC will be fine.
Zai will get ruptured, has a TP available if he wants to go for it.
That's pretty tanky, and we'll go for it after the reflector with Spike Carapace. Bottom lane, Pycat finding XCJ. XCJ will slow him down. Pycat, one more touch will do it, and he gets it.
Solo kill by Pycat. The support there is hiding around the tree line with those phase boots. Top, excellent. He's trying to go for it. Top.
Found PYW. A turn with the Avalanche. Doesn't actually connect onto 33 or PPD. Will go back with the toss. Looking to juke out the Ray. Coming out from 33. Can he keep himself alive? He can't. The Fiery Spirit finishes him off. 33. Icarus dives to the side and goes straight for the TP out. Will make it away from the counter rotation from CYD as he looked to come into the lane and help out. PYW potentially get some kills in return.
Man, they really do like to do that on this team. With the Tiny, when they have Tiny in the Storm Spirit, they just send that Storm to the jungle, and Tiny farms the lane.
She's already used the doppelganger. He's trying to hide. Can he juke his way around the tree line? He can. He's still alive for now. They can't quite find him. Pycat does have the Earth Shock to finish off the kill, but now he's underneath the tower. Jinkyu controlling him, slowing him down here with these right clicks as Pycat pops the stick charges. It will not keep him alive as they punish the dive there from OpTic. They lose GGG, but they get 2 in return. So whilst this is going on, CCNC continuing to just farm up the camps, work his way closer and closer towards the relics. It's 1200 towards it at the moment. He is top net worth.
I think OpTic has to just keep going to lanes. Just keep showing your faces with these 4 heroes in the laning phase and just allow CCNC to sit in the jungle. Even if you might be giving up some kills, as long as you're putting pressure on and not allowing them to invade, then I think you're doing your job. Because the key to everything on OpTic's draft is just this Alchemist. There's Alchemist, who have one.
Good lane. Get pushes ZYD very close to hitting level 10 on his Bloodseeker. Incredibly well leveled down to the way that he handled that mid lane in terms of denies.
Bounty runes coming out soon.
Radiant's top
Bounty runes are
tower
probably one of the more important things versus an Alchemist as well. Just try to control those. That's probably why they have those double bottles on both Tiny and Storm. GGG. As Doppel will be able to back himself away. As TP's coming in from the Storm.
Just sort of turn in and indeed looking to set up as Jinkyu zips forward. 33 yet to hit the level 6, so will be bursted. No chance for a supernova. Pycat already using the enrage, so there's still the chance to drag him back with the vortex. There's going to be a buyback from 33, but Pycat cannot be saved. The Chain Frost comes out from XCJ and finishes off the Ursa.
So quick to react.
We really are. We're certainly have what for BSJ, so we're going to see a lot of movement from lane to lane. We're certainly seeing it in this first 10 minutes. TP rotations always at the the availability of both sides as they react to one another. And 5-5, 1K lead at the moment for Serenity. Things already going a million times better for them in here in this game 2 compared to the start of game 1.
Yeah. It's really cool how they play this aggressive style with like either the Storm jungling or the Storm just looking for pick kills all over the place while the Tiny takes a lane, or vice versa. We're going to see the Storm take a lane while Tiny starts looking for some ganks once he gets his levels built up. PYW now level 6, so he can look to start making rotation too. It's a cool it's a different approach that sure we see people leave lanes and give supports the lane a lot, but in the way that they're doing it, it's pretty much every single game when they have these type of non-traditionals. Now they're looking to go for that invade. They did use Chain Frost down bottom, but they've got a level 6 Tiny, and they want to try to find CC.
Here we go. They get eyes onto him. CC will lose the chemical rays. They'll turn towards the mid. Zai actually finding the setup, but there's the avalanche from PYW onto 2. Turns with the dodge onto Zai. Zai has the spike carapace out. Goes down his place, get out of the blood right. 33 going for the egg. Serenity, can they take it down? No, the fire spirit on. Here comes the Storm, gonna get it, he can! They get it in time, they get the final touchdown. GQ looking for more. Drags in a second. Zai still able to get himself back underneath the tier 1. The tree throw will come out, but not enough damage to bring down the next assassin. For 33, they're ever so close to getting that supernova off. And they found the last right click just in time. It looked like he was going to get away with it.
He got the fire spirits on the 2 melee heroes, but yeah, the Lich comes in, gets 1 attack, and of course Storm zipping.
Now a 2K lead for Serenity there. They're able to continue to grow. There's a blade mail complete. Very quick timing. ZYD, a massive issue, sort of as predicted by KP and on the panel. You know, he said the Bloodseeker, it's going to work fantastic in terms of the lane matchup and in terms of the game plan, and we're certainly seeing it so far here, ZYD.
He can do so much damage to the Blade Mail in particular versus that Phoenix. Versus Ursa, it's not really the greatest, but he wants to have an early timing, and they want to just keep playing fast. They want to just keep OpTic off their foot, just free farming with his Alchemist. CCNC's still been doing so, but they're trying to invade as much as possible. As we see them trying to smoke again, they get some wards out.
There's a PPD. Straight in they go with the Rupture. No chance for Peter to react.
He's okay tanking the gank a bit there for his Al, because they maybe would have found CCNC there if they were able to actually pierce.
Is under attack.
GGG getting all the space in the world while his team does this. As bottom, he's pressuring the tower and going for that setup.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
It's going to come so much quicker for him this game than in game 1. We are going to get to see GGG just be able to play his game as he was heavily shut down in game 1 by that Zai 33 Brewmaster Vengeful Spirit lane.
Yeah, he's level 10 in this game already. Like last game, he was level 3 when the Brewmaster hit 6, so he's off to a way better start. Well, Phoenix is only level 7 right now.
See top, they are looking towards GQ, but it's obviously a very hard kill for them to get. They can get the stun into the damage of Pike, and maybe enough, and that's how they do it as well. Remnant, Carapace, bam, that's enough lockdown. Nice setup from Zai. Getting Pinecat that kill.
PYW is about to have the Blink Dagger finished up on the support Tiny. That could catch OpTic off guard. Mid.
CNC. There's the egg. They will go for the egg here, but they will turn, and with the right clicks, they'll be able to take it down again. Serenity dealing very well with the 33 Supernovas as they'll find that tier 1 tower mid.
Committing a bit too far forward and kind of expecting that his Fire Spirits will do the work, but with 3 heroes there, they could actually get it. I think one of them might not have been hit by the Fire Spirits.
GGG. As far as CCC, GGG's very deep here, and he is pretty much entirely alone. Doppelganger down to low ground. Zai, Pikecat, they're ready and waiting for him. He's got to be careful how deep he goes, GGG, especially past the shrine. OpTic are always going to be able to bring him back up.
33 plays a little too aggressive, and then GGG plays a little too aggressive too.
Obviously, whilst this has all been going down, sure, we've seen sort of 33 dying and such, but the space has constantly been there for CCNC. It's very close to his rallying, and again, the setup, Spike Carapace off the back of the Remnants. Xingqiu, he has to be careful farming aggressively like that. Zai, you've just got to expect that he is going to be there with that Spike Carapace setup.
I think they're playing a little bit too split up versus the next assassin. They can have one person split, but when they start having 2 people split up like that, it can be pretty problematic as PYW does steal that bounty rune from CNC.
Good, maybe look for the toss setup. Doesn't quite manage to keep the vision, keep the range.
They get the ward though. They do have high ground vision for now, but he can take that one out.
And he'll play with his life.
Yep.
Straight in PYW with the blink combo. Number pick up for the Tiny. 5, 2, and 1. Getting a lot done across the map.
But CCNC has that Radiance at a very quick timing still in this game.
Same time, GGG. Diffusal blade complete. And couldn't agree more. 51%, 49%, 50 to 50. It absolutely is. It's hovering at that point. On one side, the Alchemist, he's in a good place. He's not in an amazing place. This isn't sort of totally out of control, but he's not been knocked off his game, as you say. Gets the relic at a respectable time, not a world-breaking time, but he has it.
Yeah, it's still pretty fast, to be fair, because he was put under pressure under a hard lane, right? That Bloodseeker matchup, not fun for the Alchemist. But Serenity, they do have 3 heroes farming pretty well. And even their tiny support is ground ahead of Phoenix in the opposing team. Zai just constantly stalking the Storm Spirit.
Zai is Jinkyu. If he presses Q, he's probably going to die. And this time, well, Zai will not wait for that. Just a bit of damage at the same time. Zai, they bounces as he gets swapped out. But the burst is high enough. Serenity finding the Alchemist. A big kill for them to get 33. Goes for a supernova, but it's well out of range of any of them. Enter Serenity. Oh, the Storm!
The spike character.
GQ just zips into his own demise. He goes straight in with the bull lightning. They have the stuns out. Now, Serenity, they've got to be careful. They've lost their Storm Spirit. GG is pretty low. The spike carapace there from Zai holding PYW back. PYW gets the blink up with the Sunray from 33. Finds GGG. Looks towards XCJ. Pycat's in with the blink. Gets the double kill. As Jinkyu's got to calm down a little bit on this Storm. He's making some plays that are costing the team pretty heavily.
Zai's doing so much work for his team just by clicking Spike Carapace in all these situations, but always being in the right place at the right time too. And his skill build, going for, I mean, he is level 10, so he's very high level on the Nyx, but having those 4 points in that Spike Carapace, low cooldown, always able to get the follow-up stuns afterwards. And now they get there, now they've got a gold advantage in this game with an Alchemist. But what a toss back to start it.
Oh yeah, and Pycat as well off the back of that, very close to having a basher on top of the Blink Dagger. So the life of Jinkyu's Storm gets even harder.
Zai again, just giving so much info for his team over and over again. Let's come forward, Serenity. She just wants to get that farm going on those Ancients.
I really feel sort of against this Nyx Assassin, they've got to get more sentries down, right? Because at the moment, I'm looking across the map, they've only pretty much got 1 sentry out and down.
They were prioritizing getting PYW that Blink Dagger, so he wasn't really buying anything, so it's been all on XCJ to buy all of them. You see he's actually queued up like 5 or 6 sentries.
There we go. Yeah. But they need to have them out. They'll get the Blink here, PYW onto 33, not quite enough burst damage, as 33 is able to Icarus dive away. They'll pick up a tree, they won't chuck it out. You know, the damage will not be enough. 33 gets himself away. He's starting to head towards top, but the ward down. OpTic Gaming will know about this movement.
They need to have invasive wards in this game. He's trying to hunt whenever that Alchemist does back up and resort to any of that defensive farming. And now they will unify themselves up top.
Zai, you can see him already ready to lead out again, and there we have it, immediately in on top of the PL. They look for the magic missile onto PYW as well. Chain Frost is out from XCJ. They're trying to beat down onto Pycat. They do toss Pycat away, but PYW is pretty deep now. Zai's still there on the sidelines. PYW turns towards Pycat, but Pycat gets the slow off. The Fury Swipe stacking up. PYW is still alive for now. CCC with the blink. Jumps in, gets the stun out onto XCJ. The Wave of Terror and the Acid Spray melting through the armor. OpTic cleaning up the fight. Team Serenity, they had an okay laning stage, but they keep going out, as you say, totally alone. Zai just able to outplay them every single time. This Nyx Assassin pick this game has just done so much to disrupt any sort of movement from Team Serenity.
Zai in this series is just all over the place. He's always where he needs to be, and him and Pycat seem to be on like the same page. Because every time Zai's there, Pycat's ready for that follow-up. Even versus heroes like that PL versus that PL or that Storm. Zai has enough control with that extended amount of stun that he has. He has 5.2 seconds of disable if he gets both off.
They do have the sentry down here. Zai, he's been found. They managed to finally see him. He does get the Spike Carapace out. Can he actually get himself away? He cannot. So they will kill off Zai.
He does get the bounty rune as he dies.
You see, actually around the pit here, Pycat's able to find the opening onto GGG. Gets the pass. GGG is gone. They get the jump as well onto PYW. 2 dead around the pit. 33's chasing down for more. He's got his eyes on XCJ. The Fire Spirit's out onto the Lich as well, as XCJ will tick out. OpTic Gaming may have lost Zai, but they take a confident fight around the pit. Jinkyu's able to get in and on top of PPD. But Roshan is there for the taking. Pycat's back into the pit. He's got the Basher, he's got the lifesteal, and with 3 dead on Serenity, very unlikely they're going to be able to do anything about this.
Yeah, there's still Supernova available too. Been killed a few times, but dies way too fast on this rush for them to be able to touch heroes down.
And now things are getting scary for Serenity. OpTic now 5k ahead. They have this Alchemist, CCNC sitting in the absolute top spot. The network falling off drastically away from Serenity's lead that they did have coming out of the laning stage, as this whole mid game has been OpTic gaming through and through.
Yeah, they have to commit so much forward for Zai, but Zai does get the bounty rune before he dies, so it gets his team some gold and also splits up the map, right? They have 2 of their cores down bottom ganking this Nyx assassin while there's a fight going on around the Roche pit.
I mean, what is sort of the best game plan now for Serenity? Every single sort of move they try and make does seem to be dealt with very well by OpTic Gaming. Is there any sort of itemization they can wait upon that could change things around?
It almost feels like they need a gem because of how obnoxious Zai's being, but they don't really have the gold to go for it. I think just getting ready with more sentry again.
Zai is just setting up so much here for the team. 1, 2, and 11. They've got to just go all in on the sentry investment. They've started to do so. Sentries are coming out. We're seeing sort of 2 in the bottom jungle, 2 are sort of the entrance to the top of that area of the map. They have to play around these because Zai, it really does feel like he's getting away with so much on an Nyx assassin to the point where, sure, he's playing amazingly, but it feels like Serenity, they just don't know how to deal with it.
In the last 5 minutes, they've just been giving kills over and over again on their important cores. We see GGG is 0 and 6. XIQ also, he's 4 and 3. He got a couple kills in the laning phase, but then afterwards just kept getting picked off. Really just, I mean, it's Zai show.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
More and more sentries are getting put down by Serenity.
They need to just buy as many as possible. Yeah. PYW's even starting to buy some.
They'll see him coming in here, but there we have it. That's how easy it is. You know, you buy detect. I say that he's still alive, but now he shoots himself. But Zai's really going to live. The Chain Frost will finish him. They get him with the Chain Frost, but they lose both ZYD and XCJ for it. So Zai, he'll take that.
Yep, they've got the BKB on the Bloodseeker, but gets instantly disabled before able to get it off.
Bottom tower has fallen.
And yeah, they had sentries this time, but
maybe a little too late with sort of these sentries out. There's already this 9k lead for OpTic. As we keep saying, just the space and the kills that Zai set up, and it wasn't just 1, it wasn't just 2, it was one after another for a good sort of 5 minutes, maybe even 10 minutes of the game.
Look what 33's doing. He's actually got his Vitality Booster locked, so it doesn't finish that Aeon disc. So if he does get gone on, he can hesitate and then assemble it.
Now that's smart.
That's really smart.
That's smart.
But they're in a very dominant position as now they're looking to siege the tower. They've got a full Manta on CCNC and getting close to even Shivos. Serenity's really lacking the damage to deal with this Alchemist now, who has double the net worth of the Bloodseeker that won the lane.
He's absolutely massive CCNC. Emerald get picked up on the stomp on the side. PYW to find the opening, but again, Zai lives. It's not enough damage to burst it. Pycat in on top of the Tiny there. Zip for the ZynQ will finish off Zai. Turns towards 33, but there it goes. This peak unlocks it. Assembling the Eon Disc. Goes forward with the Icarus dive. Has the Supernova from the high ground. ZYD is fighting back. Does manage to finish off CCNC there with the BKB. The Supernova successful. ZynQ still alive for now. He's low on health. He's got a bit of mana left. Does have to be careful with 33. Looking for the Sunray connection as he zips himself away. ZYD starting to a lot low. They are low on OpTic. He's found a third. He's got the double kill. They're kiting up Pycat. GGG with that diffusal blade, burning the mana. Pycat getting slowed down. The Blood Bright will kick in. There'll be a buyback coming out from PPD. He's coming across looking to make sure that they don't go any further on to Pycat, as Pycat will be allowed to run back to safety. But Team Serenity, sort of against the odds, they're able to fight back very well. The BKB coming online for ZYD. He was able to sort of get his job done. Just run around the fight, create chaos, and get these kills. Both him and GGG just swarming hero after hero.
Getting so many thirst stacks in the fight. They take out CCNC, and from there, it gets difficult. We just see the Ursa getting cutting up over and over again from that PL. And even though we saw that, that cute usage, as well as that Supernova from 33, it wasn't enough for them to take the fight.
PPD will find XCJ, swats him back into the claws of Pycat. Pycat gets himself a quick kill onto the Lich. Still maintaining that lead, OpTic Gaming. But Serenity certainly showing us how they can fight, despite being behind.
That the Shadow Blade finished. All right, GGG does have a way to protect himself now a bit. But I do believe that they are carrying Sentry on OpTic. They've won it. Not the...
We've got Dust as well on side.
Okay, yeah, he does have those. And he's already looking for GGG.
He is. There's the setup. CCNC with the concoction. Out it goes, but he's not quick enough. CCNC holding on to it for a little bit too long. As the time will be there for GGG to jump out with the doppelganger.
Mana burn. Zai instantly vendettas and continue here as Serenity. They are all grouped up. They are going to look for their own smoke. Where's that Orchid that we saw revealed in that last fight? An Arcane Room too.
See what they can find with this smoke. Can they catch OpTic Gaming off guard? There's a full solo crest picked up on 33. Zai heads across. Put the sentry down. They do have eyes upon him. He's keeping himself at the edge. PYW tries to come over the spike. Carapace down. CCNC straight away with the concoction onto the lich. That's going to be XCJ down. The Yule Scepter throwing him up into the air. The Abyssal Blade from Pike out to follow up with the control onto Xingqiu. PYW getting dove upon by 33 with the Icarus dive as OpTic find 3. GGG. Also being eyed up by 33, is able to doppelganger down to the low ground, but again, OpTic Gaming taking these fights, Zai's positioning, disrupting the smoke attempt by Serenity, and allowing them jump to be made. Pycat with that newly picked up Abyssal Blade, instantly on top of that Storm Spirit after the Yule setup from Zai.
Dire's top
That's
tower.
Zai. But we just keep saying Zai. Breaks the smoke, sets up perfectly for his team. It's just all over.
Dire's structures
All
are
over the game.
fortified.
This man. They go for
Radiant's
that high ground.
structures are
Storm
fortified.
respawning soon.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
No blinker.
Just the amount of farm that some of these heroes have. CCNC, of course, still sailing ahead at the top. He's going to be working his way towards that Octarine.
Yep, once he gets the Octarine, then he can start gifting those Aghanims to his team, and they've got everybody who can get an Aghanims in this game. And they're all
they do.
pretty damn good. Even the Supernova one can be pretty useful to reset a teammate in a fight.
Certainly.
Or save a teammate, of course. And they've got the bench too, so they've got the swap. A lot of different ways to save each other. Once they get those Aghanims.
I don't imagine if the game goes on to the point where the time is there for the Aghanims to come out. Who gets it? It's got to be the Ursa, right? You get Pycat as Aghanims.
More than likely, yeah. They are all really good though. Zai continues to put the pressure on in Serenity. It forces them to kind of stick together too, which, you know, the XP has been going back and forth, but because they have to stick together so much versus that Nyx Assassin, it does hurt them a bit. Zai looking for him. Just to get the Carapace onto the remnant, but do they have the stun follow-up?
Oh no! It's Quinn! Doesn't quite get in, and he stuns himself. They're actually going to zip over to him, but it's a bit of a bait because Pycat's there with the Abyssal. Xingqiu comes back in for that. Zai, still alive, finally gets taken down. There's going to be the buyback here from Xingqiu. They're looking for the big team fight turnaround. Can they get it off? The Sunray there onto PYW to dive forward into the Supernova. Comes out for 33. ZYD looking to chase down Pycat. Can't quite finish off the Ursa. Pycat survives. Xingqiu has to be carefully brought back for this one. Does come back in on top of Pycat with the zipper. CCC's there with the concoction. The bash comes out. They lose Pycat. ZYD moving incredibly fast at the moment with the amount of stacks that he has built up from the third. Going for CCNC. The solo crest with 33 out onto CCNC. CCNC will be disarmed. ZYD going to head himself away now. There's 3 alive for both of them. GGG still alive, trying to sneak away under the Shadow Blade. Will he get away? They don't have detection down around here at the moment, so GGG should be fine. As he heads up towards the top, they are sort of moving in his direction, but it looks like the fight will end as it were. As that buyback from Xingqiu certainly sort of allowing them to get some of the kills in response, but he does end up going down a second time. So the big heroes stay alive at the end of it all. CCNC standing tall.
They were trying to take advantage because CCNC at the start of the fight, he actually didn't have Chemical Rage for about 20 seconds, as we're going to see up on this one. Of course, stunning himself too. You see the Storm zipping forward heavily, but with Pycat in perfect position, just that quick blink, Abyssal Blade, they take out the Storm. And you see CCNC's being careful, hiding on the sidelines, hiding himself, because that Chemical Rage is not quite ready, as you see on the top. That ulti, not available. 33 able to position himself to kind of separate the fight too with the Supernova right here. Made it a little bit awkward for them, and we see 5 seconds till that Chemical Rage, and then OpTic starts to feel very confident in the fight.
But we are certainly seeing in these drawn-out fights the potential of ZYD.
Yes.
As he gets stronger and stronger with the thirst. If he can sort of get that next big major item, he is going to be a real problem in these team fights.
Yeah, and also GGG too, because he's been able to weave inside of the fights because of that Shadow Blade. He is 0-6 still on the PL, but once he gets a heart, if he does go into that Shadow Blade usage, he can reset his life over and over again and try to look for those fights.
See mid.
Oh, he's trying to play with them a bit there.
And that dust! The dust coming out, so CCNC has the vision. I think it was Zai. Zai from the low ground popping that dust, making sure the vision was there for CCNC to land that concoction.
GGG actually, he doubled forward and then he sent his illusion backwards and he kept his hero actually in the main. They just went on him. They seem to just know.
It's going to be Desante, ZYD of course with the halberd.
They have a swap. They do.
PPD closing, ZYD back into the claws up. Pike and the bash is there. ZYD, can he run himself away from the sun rate to get him down? As well as that urn will be enough. Oh no, when he's still alive. Is he going to live?
Oh, he does survive.
He is going to be fine for now. Obviously, the rest of his team not too great. He's lost a couple of teammates. He will look to lifesteal himself. Back up, but Pycat and PPD there into the pit. And they should get away with this one pretty quickly. He is. Can Zai find anything here? Only PYW here at the moment. PYW will look to skip the creep waves. Zai with the spike carapace setup of the combo. The TP in from 33 as they will slowly but surely find PYW. Cannot run himself away from this one. Another setup from Zai. As obviously whilst that was all going on, Roshan going down. They get themselves the components of it. Pycat now holding the cheese. CCNC holding that Aegis.
And he has an Aghanims finished on top of the Octarine.
Double damage.
19k lead for OpTic here in game 2. Team Serenity's tournament hopes and dreams on the line here.
It's just so hard for them to take these fights into how tanky OpTic really is. Alchemist is, of course, double net worth of that Bloodseeker as we've been mentioning. And just posing such a threat in that front line. And I mean, Zai is just... We don't need to say it anymore. Putting so much pressure on the map as this Nexus. We see Ursa approaching Alchemist, and we are Aghanims on Ursa now.
Outside the pit, outside the base, sorry, he stands Zai. Ready to keep tracks on any members of Serenity looking to leave that base.
The only thing Pycat really has to be careful here is about being silenced by this. If they can bring him down and find him, even if he's got that Aghanims, or he's got BKB, he can't obviously use that in rage. But he will be building toward that next.
See, trouble the Zipin gets the Vortex, but the Aegis is a bit of a tricky target. I mean, CYD does pop the Rupture upon him, but no chance of following that up.
Definitely not. They're building some time though for GGG to push top. And he will be approaching toward that heart as well, so gets the tower. Maybe we'll force some reactions as we see Zai already starting to make his way up there. XIQ has to be careful when he goes for those those far zips versus Pycat with an Abyssal.
And you saw PPD there as well, prepping for sort of that swap.
They're going to be ready for it next time.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
It's another tower taken by OpTic. Full Vlad's finished on the bench.
The build weave.
GG. They are starting to move towards him, and immediately TP's out. Will not be caught out by OpTic. GG is, as we saw earlier, just getting that push on the top lane.
He got some space.
Very close to having a heart. Few hundred gold away. Closing in that level 22.
OpTic all about this map control right now. They can look for fights at any moment pretty much because they've got this Octarine, they've got the Aegis. They're so strong right now around this Alc. But they're going to look for those bounties soon. Gaining that lead more and more so. They're definitely feeling very confident in this. See them smoked up.
Serenity pretty much entirely up on the high ground, so unlikely for this smoke to catch out any members of Serenity. Not even GGG pushing out at this point in time.
Bounties coming out. Not claim all of them, but XIQ jumps very far forward. He'll take one.
Serenity.
400 gold bounties for the Alchemist each. DCNC can choose to go for another item if he'd like to, since he's already given probably the most important items. He's going to go for his own AC, so they can go for that base siege.
So we have the heart finish now for GGG. Same time, BKB is there for PyCat.
So they can, you know, we even fight as long as they can keep those thirst stacks for ZYD. We can see that he still kind of can deal some damage in the engagement, but still seems like quite a mountain to climb for them to come back. And this is 22,000 gold, 1,000 experience for OpTic.
How well can Serenity defend the base? CCNC. Straight in he goes, does get ruptured and tossed back. Still pretty healthy. He's at half health. He's getting healed up as well by the Sun Ray. Pops the Manta Star. Does get silenced, but there's the jump. PyCat straight on top of ZYD, and ZYD just gets ripped to pieces. Will buy back straight away. The Chain Frost bouncing between OpTic. PPD with the swap, trying to keep PyCat safe as there's the Supernova out for 33. GGG looks to get on top of it, trying to take it down, but now we're back on. He's on the retreat. The Supernova's going to catch him. They have the dust. Zai's there with the stun. That's going to be GGG taken out of the game for 75 seconds. He does not have buyback. There's now OpTic ready for more. Xingqiu comes in with a big zip. It's not quite enough damage to get any of the kills. Though PYW getting bashed. PyCat finds another. Zipping again from Xingqiu. He gets used up. Do they have the control at the back of the use? They do. The stun comes out for Zai. They hold him in place. Xingqiu's out. Does have buyback available. But the bottom racks looking to be in trouble as OpTic push on forward. Serenity just having to keep themselves back in the fountain. As OpTic will clean up the bottom set of racks, and with all tier 2s already taken, they can look for more.
He just got reclaimed. CC seems perfectly fine. He was more than healthy. Forced the buyback from the Storm Max. Thank you.
What can he do? He goes into on the mid lane, looks to clean it out. Zips back in, fortification popped as well. Just trying to buy time before the rest of the teammates are back in on Serenity. 20 seconds until GGG's back in. As a second set of racks starts to go down, they get a swap. ZYD straight into the bash. The Abyssal drop down. Xingqiu will zip him with the vortex, zips back out, but now ZYD gone for 100 seconds. Jump forward from PYD with the avalanche toss combo, finds the vengeful spirit, but he gets chased out. The bashes come out. Can PYW get himself back to safety? Xingqiu trying his best to save him. Keep the attention away. He's looking for 33, but Xingqiu, he's pretty much out of mana. He can get a couple more procs off. Zai does get taken out by GG, but the bash is there from PyCat into the concoction. That's ZYD gone as well without buyback, as OpTic Gaming still up as a full 5-man as Zai bites back in. They move towards the top lane. Serenity with just 3 left alive. Can they really hold back OpTic? Their last chance here at TIA. Serenity, after an up and down run through the group stages and trying their best to move forward for the lower bracket, looks like they may have finally met the green wall that's ready to stop them. OpTic control onto PYW. He's surrounded. The Supernova's out again for 33 as PYW will buy back straight away. But there's still no Storm, no Bloodseeker. The top racks getting taken down by OpTic.
Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
A Serenity. They may give it one last go, they won't. They'll tap out. GG is called. OpTic Gaming take the series 2-0 and will be moving forward once again here in this lower bracket. And Serenity have reached the end of the road here at TIA.